An exclusive authorization and right to sell listing generally. A. Authorize the broker to find a buyer for the property. B. Is a bilateral executed contract. C. Authorize the broker to collect a commission during the term of the listing. D. Becomes a legally binding contract when a buyer signs a purchase agreement.
Okay.
So I would eliminate B,
Okay.
eliminate C,
All right.
eliminate A. I choose D as a good answer to this question.
All right. Unfortunately, that's a wrong choice, and I'll tell you why that's a wrong choice. D says becomes a legally binding contract when a buyer signs a purchase agreement, which is false. A listing agreement becomes binding immediately, even before the first buyer is located. So it says
Okay.
becomes a legally binding contract when a buyer signs a purchase agreement. That is why it is wrong. All right, you got another chance.
Okay. Okay. So I still eliminate B. So now I have 50-50 A and C.
Yes.
Authorize the broker to find a buyer for the property. Tell the broker to collect the commission during the term of the listing. Okay, I choose C. I eliminate A and B and choose C. Authorize the broker to collect a commission during the term of the listing.
Okay, let me ask you why you eliminated A.
Authorize the broker to find a buyer for the because I think that commissions a seller a seller has to pay commission to the broker who helped him to sell. That's why.
Right? Okay, well, that makes sense. What about a listing is an authorization of the broker to find a buyer for the property of the seller?
I eliminate A because a buyer can buy from the broker and just from the friend and just because. There is no 100% only broker can find a buyer. There is many ways buyer can come, I think.
Sure, because buyer can be procured by the owner himself, for example, right?
Yes, yes.
But isn't a listing agreement an authorization to the broker to find a buyer for the property?
Yes.
So that will be A will be correct answer, right? So now the question is between A and C, which is the better answer, right?
Yes.
All right, let's look at C. It says authorizes the broker to collect a commission during the term of the listing. Well, the thing is,
The term of the listing. Okay, after deal is done, that commission comes after deal is done.
correct, not
not
during the term of the listing, correct.
Yeah.
Because
So,
of that, I think A is a better answer than C.
okay, I can, yeah. During makes sense. It's the wrong answer. Then I'll choose A. That's a
Okay.
complicated question.
Yeah, it's a very tricky, but it is a good question that shows your understanding. Now,
Yes.
why is B a wrong answer?
It is a bilateral executed contract.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about exclusive authorization.
Exclusive authorization, right?
Bilateral is not exclusive. It's It's wider than, more than exclusive, I think.
I tell you why B is the wrong answer. A listing agreement is a bilateral agreement. The broker will do something and then the seller will do something, so it's bilateral. Broker finds a buyer, seller pays the broker, so it is bilateral, right? The reason why B is a wrong answer, it says executed. Is a listing agreement an executed contract?
No.
It's executory, right?
Executed is a past tense after deal is done, yes.
So it should be bilateral executory contract and not executed. That's why B is the wrong answer. Okay. All right, we've gone over that. So the correct answer is actually A. Authorize the broker to find a buyer for the property. Now let's go ahead and go on to the next one. When a salesperson takes a listing, the listing becomes the property of
The salesperson only, the salesperson's employing broker, the broker and the multiple listing service, the salesperson and employing broker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, elimination.
Mm-hmm.
Eliminate A.
Okay.
Eliminate D.
D as in donkey.
D is donkey, yes.
Okay.
Eliminate V. I think C is a good answer. The broker and the multiple listing service. Property.
All right.
Okay. It's not a property of listing service. The salesperson employing.
Well, at least you're thinking. You're thinking. That's good.
The salesperson employing broker. Property of. Okay. I eliminate C.
Good. So what do you have?
Eliminate C. Salesperson employing broker. I think D is a good answer.
D?
Yeah.
Donkey?
Yes. The salesperson and employing broker.
Unfortunately, D is the wrong answer. The salesperson never owns the listing. Always remember that. Salesperson never owns the listing.
Okay.
It's always the employing broker that owns the listing.
So the right answer is B, like
Correct.
boy.
The right answer is B.
Employing broker.
The salesperson is employing broker. Correct. Now, the reason why C is the wrong answer because of MLS. The listing never becomes the property of the MLS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why C is the wrong answer. All right. So we got this one. Well, you didn't get it right, but that's okay. Let's move on to the next one. This one is easy.
The type of legal description with the phrase beginning at a point of the northerly edge of O Street, 100 feet east of the northeast corner of the intersection of O Street and 7th Street would be which of the following?
This one is from the book.
Meters and bounds.
Yeah, you don't need this one. You don't do elimination. It's either you know it or you don't.
Okay. So I chose C.
Unfortunately, C is wrong. This is meets and bounds. A is the right answer.
Meets and bounds. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the book. You read up the book, you know. Meets and bounds consists of distances and angles. Okay. That's why the legal description looks like that. Okay, so the answer is A, meets and bounds.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, next one.
Which of the following best characterizes the term single agency? The agent represents both the buyer and the seller. The broker is only obligated to keep his principal informed about any material facts. C. Agent represents only one client when dealing between two different parties. D. The agent has the right to represent many principals in a single transaction.
All right, elimination.
I eliminate A.
Okay.
I eliminate D.
Yes.
Donkey.
Okay.
So I eliminate B. I choose C is a good answer to this question. The agent represents only one client when dealing with two different parties. The broker is only obligated to keep his principal. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe B is the right answer. Two different parties.
Single agency.
Okay. B is the final answer. B, not C. Because in single agency, agent represents one person.
One side.
One side, yes. It could be buyer or seller.
You have single agency and then you have dual agency, right?
Yes, dual agency when agent represents buyer and seller, both of them.
So when you have single agency, you only represent one client, right?
So B is a good answer. The broker is only obligated to keep his principal informed about any material facts. Material facts threw me off, sort of.
Well, one thing, material facts.
One client when dealing.
Why is B? Why is B a wrong answer?
Because material facts is something strange to me.
Now let me ask you this. You represent the seller. You are aware that there's a foundation problem. So is foundation problem a material fact?
Yes.
Are you obligated to make the buyer aware of the foundation problems?
If I am aware, absolutely, I have to.
So B says, broker is only obligated to keep his principal informed about any material facts. So the example that I just gave you, he's also obligated to disclose material facts to the buyer, even though the buyer is not his principal.
Yes.
So B is not the correct statement then, right?
Yeah.
C is the correct statement because the agent represents only one client when dealing between two different parties. That's what single agency is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So originally I chose C.
All right. Okay. No problem. These are difficult questions. Let's go on and do the next one. Okay.
Okay. Chicano prospective purchasers ask a broker to show them available homes that are for sale, but do not specify the type of neighborhood where the homes are located. The broker should assume the prospective buyers are not interested in homes in Caucasian neighborhood. Show them the same homes the broker would show any prospective buyer. Refer them to a broker that deals exclusively with Chicano buyers. Show them homes only located in Chicano neighborhoods. So I will eliminate A. Oh, just a second. I do that. Okay. I eliminate A. Eliminate B, like boy.
Okay.
Eliminate C. I would choose D, donkey, as a good answer to this question.
All right, let's see what D says. Show them homes only located in Chicano neighborhoods. Why
Because
do you do that?
He asked for Chicano.
No, he did not specify the type of neighborhood. He did not ask for Chicano.
Chicano
You just assume because he's Chicano that he want to look for property in the Chicano neighborhood.
Chicano
right?
prospective purchasers. Okay, then I will choose B is a good answer to this question.
Yeah, you don't care what color skin they have. You just treat them like any other buyer. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
You don't even start thinking, oh, because they're Chicano, I got to take them to go see homes in a Chicano neighborhood. No, you don't think that. You take them to see homes that fit their criteria, regardless of what type of neighborhood this one is. Whether it's Chicano, Chinese, black, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay, Chicano, is it the name of the city, Chicano?
Chicano is Hispanic, actually.
Oh my goodness.
It's not a city. No, it's a Hispanic.
I thought it is like San Jose or I don't know, San Francisco.
No,
okay.
no.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and
B.
Correct answer is show them the same homes the broker will show any prospective purchaser. Okay, next one.
Okay. A decline in mortgage interest rates would occur when the Federal Reserve increases the reserve requirements for member banks. The Federal Reserve decreases the reserve requirements for the member banks. C, the rate of inflation increases. D, the supply of mortgage money decreases. So we'll do, it's easy question. Eliminate A, C, and D. B is the final answer.
Let's see here. That's right. So when the Fed decreases the reserve, that means more money is available.
Yes.
When money is easy, interest rate goes down. Okay. So B is the right answer. Congratulations on this one. All right. Okay, finally you got one right.
Yeah. Okay. Which of the following statements is correct with regards to the interest of a co-tenant in a tenancy income of ownership? A co-tenant has a right of possession to the entire property, may not sell or divide the interest without the consent of the other co-tenant. C, has a right of possession to only a portion of the property. D, must have an equal interest in the property.
This is a difficult one.
So which of the following statements is correct regarding to interest a co-tenant? Okay, let's do elimination.
Mm-hmm.
I eliminate D, donkey, because it not necessarily 50-50, it could be 30-70.
Good one. Good elimination. Okay, now you're down to 3.
Eliminate A, has a right of possession to the entire property. He does not have entire property. He has a percentage of it. Eliminate A.
Okay.
So B and C, I think, has a right of possession to only a portion of the property. So I eliminate C, I choose B. May not sell or divide the interest without the consent of the co-tenant. I think B is a good answer to this question.
Well, unfortunately, Tanya, that's a wrong answer. Okay.
Really?
I'll explain to you. A lot of people don't understand tenants in common. Let's say, for example, Tanya, you and I, we are tenants in common. I have 30%, you have 70%. Okay? Now, we both own this property. because you're in Russia all the time, you're from Ukraine, right? Ukraine? Okay, because you're in Ukraine all the time.
Yeah.
Even though I only own 30%, do I have to pay rent to you if I occupy the entire house?
You have to pay rent to the owner.
No, you and I are the owners.
Okay. Okay, let me think. So I'm not here all the time, most of the time.
This is a very good question. It shows how much understanding you have about tenants in common.
If you use my part of the apartment, then you have to pay 100%. If you don't use it, you pay for what you use, I think.
You got it all wrong, Tanya. If you and we are tenants in common, it doesn't matter what percentage I am in. We both have equal right of possession. Okay? We both have equal right of possession, regardless of what percentage I own. So if you are not here, I can occupy the entire property and not have to pay you rent. Okay? So A is a good answer, has the right of possession to the entire property. That's one of the characteristics of a tenancy in common. So A is definitely a good one. So I'll keep A around for a little bit. May not sell or divide the interest without the consent of the other co-tenants. That's wrong. If you and I are tenants in common, I can sell my interest without your consent. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that. I just don't like it.
Okay, and then C says has a right possession to only a portion of the property. That is a completely wrong statement. It doesn't matter what percentage I own. Just as long as I'm a tenant in common, I have the same right you have to the entire property. Okay? D, you got it right because it doesn't have to be equal, right? So the correct answer is actually A. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay. Which of the following best describes a balloon payment? Okay, I know this one. A payment applied to the principal, an additional payment made but not required by the terms of the loan, the required payment to pay off the entire loan balance, a payment made to avoid a prepayment penalty. So I know this answer. I eliminate A, B, and D, and I think C is the final answer.
Good. Okay. Well, let's analyze the answer. A says payment applied to the principal. No, it's not a payment applied to the principal. It's a payment to pay off the entire loan balance. That's what a balloon payment is. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You got it.
So
Okay.
do we skip 129? We skip?
We skip because it's a math question. There's no math question.
130.
All
The
right.
most difficult and yet the most important part of the market data method of appraising is establishing the value multiplier, adjusting for the difference between comparable properties and the subject property, C, collecting neighborhood data, D, finding the unit of comparison. So eliminate C, eliminate D,
Okay.
adjusting for the difference between comparable. So eliminate A and choose B.
Wonderful. That is the right answer choice. Congratulations. All right, let's go. Next one.
131.
Yeah.
Harrison and David, both single people, owned a parcel of real property as joint tenants again. Harrison encumbered his interest for 10,000, borrowing the amount to pay medical bills without the knowledge or consent of David. If shortly thereafter Harrison died with the debt still unpaid, which of the following would be true? A. David becomes the owner but subject to the 10,000 loan. B. Harrison's beneficiary and David become joint tenants and each owes 5,000. C. Harrison's beneficiary and David become tenants in common, each owning 5,000. D. David would own the entire property free and clear of the encumbrance.
Now you're talking about joint tenants now, joint tenants.
Yes.
There's survivorship.
Eliminate A. David becomes the owner but subject to the 10,000.
Okay.
I don't think David has anything to do with 10,000. It's only Harrison's responsibility.
All right.
I eliminate B.
Okay.
Just a second. I eliminate C. I choose D as a final answer.
You're right again. See, when you're joint tenancy, when one joint tenant borrow money without the consent or knowledge of the other, the one that is still alive don't have to pay the debt. So basically, David, who's the one that's still alive, would own the entire property free and clear of the encumbrance. These are all very good questions. It really tests you on your knowledge. All right, Tanya, you are on a roll. Okay.
132. A
Right.
high-priced, high-quality home surrounded by lower-priced and lower-quality homes will suffer a loss in value due to which principle of value?
This one's easy, straightforward.
Substitution, conformity, progression, regression. So I think D is the final answer, regression.
Yeah, this one there's no need to eliminate if you know the answer. All right, congratulations again. You got it right again.
So D is the right answer.
Correct.
D.
All right.
Regression.
Oh, yeah,
133.
regression.
Local and state government laws created to release and control land use include which of the following? Building codes, zoning ordinances, subdivision laws, all of the above. I choose D, all of the above.
You're right. All of these things are created to release and control land use. All right. You apply the one of the principle, which is all of the above. Okay. Next one.
The appraisal of an income producing property is made as of a given date to indicate the market condition influencing the value of the property at that point in time. B. Effective age of the property. C. Date of inspection. D. Date the appraisal was ordered. I know this answer. A is the final answer.
Perfect. So it's also common sense.
Yes.
All right. Next one.
135. Broker Hudson had been unable to sell a home that he had listed for the past 9 months. Broker Hudson was aware of fact that the building was in need of a major structural repairs. He had also listed the property at 10% above its fair market value. Broker Hudson decided to run the following advertisement. 3-bedroom Victorian, move-in condition, you would not believe the price. Call broker. This advertisement is not misleading or illegal. B. Illegal due only to the overpricing of the property. C. Legal as long as broker Hudson discloses the needed repairs when showing the property. D. Deceptive and misleading, and the broker could be subject of
To be subject to.
to disciplinary action.
Yes.
I use common sense and I choose D as a final answer.
Perfect. Common sense works. Okay, all right. You got it again. Yeah, let's go.
136.
Okay.
A buyer purchased a property and suffered a financial loss based on fraudulent statement made by the seller's agent. The buyer sued both the broker and the sellers over the loss. The seller, so buyer sued. The sellers were able to show that they were unaware of the broker's fraudulent statement. Under these circumstances, only the sellers are liable, only the broker is liable, both the broker and the sellers are liable. Sellers may rescind the contract.
Rescind the contract.
Rescind this contract. So
Right.
I will choose common sense. I choose B as a final answer.
Okay, unfortunately, common sense did not work this time.
Okay, let's see. If seller proves that he is innocent, then I will eliminate A.
Of course. A is a good elimination.
Then I will eliminate B because you said it's wrong.
So you're down to C and D.
Okay, so then donkey D is a good answer to this question. The seller may rescind the contract.
The seller may rescind which contract? The contract between who and who?
Oh, okay. So are you saying that C is the right answer?
C is the right answer. In California, even when the seller is not aware of the fraud by the agent, if the agent commits fraud against somebody, both the seller and the agent is liable. Okay, in California.
Oh, poor
It doesn't
seller.
matter. It doesn't matter if the seller is at fault or not. The broker's fraud is it's imputed to the seller. Okay, that's California law. Okay, so this is a difficult one. All right, let's move on to the next one.
So
Math question, we skip math question.
Yes, 138. The reason a real estate broker must keep his or her principal informed of all material facts during a pending real estate transaction is because the broker is acting in a fiduciary capacity. B. It is part of the printed terms of the purchase agreement. C. The broker's commission is dependent on the disclosure of material facts. D. The broker's sole responsibility is to the seller. So I eliminate C. I eliminate donkey. So I eliminate B, I choose A.
Perfect. Logical. Common sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Which type of financing would a buyer have? Which type of financing would a buyer have the most difficulty in obtaining when purchasing a home? Land contract of sale financing, FHA financing, VA financing, convention financing. Would a buyer have the most difficult? So I will eliminate D.
Mm-hmm.
Eliminate C and B. I think A is a good answer to this one. A.
Perfect. You got it right again. The contract of sale, the land contract of sale, is very difficult to negotiate. Okay, so it's even more difficult than FHA, VA, and conventional financing. So you got it right. Perfect. All right, one last question for the night.
When dealing with the public, a broker may not disclose any of his or her duties to other agents. B. Remain silent concerning no material. No material facts.
Known. Actually, KNOWN. Known. No material.
Okay. Facts when showing a property. C. Refuse to list a property if the owner insists on quoting a higher price to discourage minority buyers.
That's discrimination.
Yes. Do any of the above. I think by common sense, D. Donkey is the final answer.
Unfortunately, this one you got it wrong because
Okay.
it says may not. A broker may not refuse. A broker can refuse if the owner is discriminating against somebody. So C is obviously wrong answer. If C is wrong answer, and D says may not do any of the above. No, actually, that makes D a wrong answer. If C is a wrong answer, that makes D a wrong answer. So then you're down to just A and B, right?
Yes.
Okay, between the two of them, which is a better answer? Can you remain silent if you know there's a foundation problem?
No, I have to state it. I have to be honest and say it.
Exactly. So B is definitely a true statement.
Yes.
And then the first one, A, is a broker may not disclose any of his or her duties to other agents. No, a broker is encouraged to disclose any of his or her duties to other agents. So I think because of that, B is definitely the best answer. All right. So tonight we reviewed 20 questions, 20 very good questions actually. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay. B is the final answer. B.
Yeah. B is the final answer. B is the correct answer. All right. Thank you so much for watching the show tonight, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys next Thursday, okay, at 9 p.m. All right. See you then. Bye. Thank you, Tanya.